Single Man asks, how did you learn?
Test, test. 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 Okay. All right. Sorry guys, I gotta use. I got to use.
Are you just talking to yourself?
Got to use my desktop audio, which is not near as good as my headset audio. Seems like my headset is broken. Okay. So Chris, yeah, I see you, man. Yeah, my headset must have broken, man. I don't know what happened. Kind of lame. Lame sauce. So, awesome, Chris. I'll be watching you too, man. I'll keep your profile. I'll keep your channel up. So, if you're watching the stream, or if you have watched the stream up to this point, sorry, I've had a little bit of audio difficulties. I've ended up resolving to use my desktop audio. Just having some issues with my headset audio. I can still hear through my headset, but my microphone doesn't seem to be picking up. So I think what I'm going to do in the meantime is just use my desktop audio and my mic, my headset, just to hear what we're trying to hear. So since I'm going to basically be redoing this stream, I'm going to start back from the top, and so let's go ahead and basically though the whole point of me starting back from the top is just because mainly I'm going to be pushing this to YouTube, and so I want to make sure that we just capture everything that I talked through initially, and I talked through a lot, but yeah, it's no worries. We'll get back through where we were at. So let's just start. So our goal is simple, guys. Our goal is simply to be better devs, better indie devs today than we were yesterday. So, and the ask is simple. Just wondering if you will join us and come alongside us as we move into our production of Skycurser, and hopefully you'll be inspired as you see what we're working on. You'll be able to see the amount of detail and work that's already gone into it. And I'm more than willing to walk line by line through any code that you see on screen with anybody, and my main goal is just to help you guys if there's any questions that you have, so please don't hesitate to ask, and yeah, that's what we're here for. So So today what we have in store is a little bit of YouTube. So we're going to start with Armed Police Bat Rider. We were in the middle of watching Armed Police Bat Rider at the beginning of yesterday's stream, and then because the clip is so long, it's almost 1 hour long, so I wanted to make sure that I definitely had some time to program in there. Just be aware that we're picking up kind of where we left off from yesterday, and that's about a third of the way through, and so we're going to stop about 2/3 of the way through, again just about 20 minutes in, so that I can just go ahead and get over and move over to programming. So we are fortunate enough to have the team at World of Long Plays having given us permission to stream their content. So guys, thanks at World of Long Plays. Thank you so much for letting us stream your content. The World of Long Plays team has a YouTube channel, and they also have a website called longplays.org where they have basically a forum. You can submit your long plays on any platform, and they'll take them, and I believe they'll probably put the best ones online. And so here's their YouTube channel, and of course we're watching Sunao today as he continues to play through Armed Police Bat Rider. It's a really cool game, guys. This shmup is one of the top 25 shmups of all time, according to the top 25 playlist. And this is a survey put out by shmups.system11.org. And we are currently watching number 6 on the top 25 shmups of all time. We have watched several up to this point. We haven't gotten to watch everything yet because I haven't been able to secure permission from everybody on YouTube yet to stream their content. But so far we've watched Dodonpachi, we watched Mars Matrix, R-Type, Batsugan, and I think this is the next one that we're watching in this series. So once we're finished with this, we'll probably go back and watch Honorable Mention, and then we may go back into all the way through 2002 as we continue to put some more playlists together and ask permission to stream specific content. But and then after that, we'll move right back over to level 2 and just keep working on level 2. Again, the reason why we're working our way through these shmups is because if you're familiar with the game, you already know that we're working on a shmup, and this is for more my benefit than it is Chris and Phil's benefit. And if you've been following along, you know Chris and Phil are the other two indie devs on this project. So yeah, those guys have tons of arcade knowledge, tons of head knowledge and experience with all this stuff. But this is really good for me. This helps me see a lot of different styles in terms of programming, in terms of artwork, in terms of gameplay, and allows me to just kind of be able to form a better opinion. And especially since we're creating a shmup, this is going to be very helpful. So let's continue all the way through about probably 40 minutes or whatever makes the most sense, and we'll cut it short after that and then move back over to Skycurser. So this is actually picking up at level 7. Yesterday we made it all the way through to level 7. And the cool thing about this is that I'm pretty sure the switch out happens. You basically have like a tag team of about 3 different fighters. And I think the switch out can happen whenever one of the fighters, whenever you lose a life. So you basically can switch at any time at that point to whichever other fighters that you have. But the fighters are jet riders. They're not really even like jet fighters. They're basically riding on like a jet bike. So we're on level 8. Man, I love the length of this game so far. I don't know how many levels there are. I'm wondering if you know, another half of playthrough is maybe several different other fighters. But yeah, let's go look some of this up on Wikipedia. We did already look a little bit of this up on Wikipedia. I'm trying to find a better entry though. So this game seems to have a pretty decent amount of fighters. I like the way these fighters are all coming in from the, and the view on these fighters is from the top, especially those mechs that just came on. That was really sweet. You know, this is as opposed to like R-Type, where the fighters kind of have like, they look like they would have the same profile but just from a different angle. Wow. Now here, this is definitely turning into a little bit of bullet hell in these later stages. So again, if you're wondering a little bit about Armed Police Batrider like I am, I went over to Wikipedia, and so I'm just looking at the page and kind of reading some of that information. So it looks like Armed Police Batrider was created in 1998 by a team called Raising/Aiding, EIGHTING, 8. Yeah, so the player is controlling a jet bike. And there are 9 different jet bikes that the player can choose from. Again, remember how I said that the player can kind of choose 3 to tag team with, and depending on what level they're playing through or what specific section they're playing through, they can switch out the user. But you can also unlock 9 additional players on top of the ones that you already have. When the game, you know, the 9 on top of the ones that you already have when you get the game. So as you play and unlock some different key elements, you can get 9 additional jet riders. So you have a total of 18 jet riders. Lots of enemies here. I kind of like that. Small enemies, lots of bullets. Love the artwork. Yeah, and then every once in a while, you know, they'll switch back and forth between the small enemies and the large enemies. So much stuff. Yeah, this is good, man. So, to Beastly Bro, I'm talking through my desktop audio, which is not as good as my headset audio, so sorry about that, man. Okay, so see right there, the player just basically did a tag out and brought in this other player. That may have been intentional, may have been unintentional. And I only say that because I normally see this player pull out this character whenever it gets to a big boss. So yeah, as the player levels up, they get stronger and stronger weapons. The bullets get larger. Wow, look at this boss. I can't tell the difference. You can tell the difference? On the audio, is that what you're saying? Love this boss, man. Look at those lasers, man. That's crazy. Really good programming. See, this is one of the player specials. They can basically, you know, get onto a different plane than all the other bullets, and even it would look like he was absorbing bullets, but he basically flies up higher than all the other bullets and can dodge them for a minute. Kind of important when you're dealing with something like bullet hell. Ooh, I really like the way this this boss kind of surrounds the player. That is awesome. Okay, look at this. So they played all the way through. I'm wondering if they're going to do one more playthrough except with a different set of characters. The final credits. I'll go ahead and let this play through. I'm wondering what's next. Here's the company right here, Raising. Remember? So I guess what they're doing right now is just showing the playthrough of a little bit of after story for each of the characters. This seems like almost as much work as the game, depending on how much they do here. I don't think the translation was quite what they wanted it to be there. Oh, okay, so here's some two-player. Looks like maybe some of the, like, oh, okay, it's the credit screen. Nice. Okay, so I'm not going to watch through all the credits. Let me just fast forward a little bit. Let's see what we got here. Do they play back through again with the exact same characters? It looks like it. It might just be a side-by-side. No, I get it. I don't think this was in the first part of it. This is the... I think this is the second version of it. So, I mean, I'm just reading for a minute. Gameplay, special course, advanced... Interesting. This does not look like, let me see, I don't remember. Oh yeah, I do remember. I think this is the boss playthrough. I think this is the special playthrough from boss to boss. So, yeah, that's what this is. So there's a mode. So there's basically 4 different modes: training course, normal course, advanced course, which is what we watched already up to this point, and special course. Special course just lets the player play from boss to boss to boss, which I really like that idea. I don't know if we should watch through all of that. I think what I'll do is just go ahead and call it right there. Since we basically caught everything, I think, yeah, see, look, it's going right to the next boss. Really cool. I'm glad they're doing this. If we have some more time later on, we'll probably try to come back and check that out. But we do have to keep moving forward here. So, all right. And if you want to get ahead on those playlists, you can always watch this. The playlist that we put together basically mirrors exactly what was off of shmups.system11.org. We have them in reverse order, so all you have to do is hit play, and it'll automatically play all, and it'll start from number 25 and make its way through number 1. So always a good opportunity to go do a little bit of research on some shmups as well. Okay, so I'm going to just hop right into Game Maker here. Okay, so here we go. So just waiting for Game Maker to boot up. Alright, so here we go. So to get started, let's just go ahead and pick up where we left off, which includes work right in the middle of level 2. So what I think I'll do is just verify that the menu takes us straight to level 2. And it does. Awesome. So as soon as I get in here, what I'll do is go straight to level 2, let you see what level 2's current state is in. And I already know the very first thing I'm going to do is fix Skycurser's depth so that we can see him, and also make sure the HUD is not covered for a period of time. It is right now. So I'll fix that stuff so we kind of are back to normal where we should be with that. And then as soon as that's done, I'm going to switch out the road because I got a new sprite for the road. And the reason why is because the lights are not separated evenly currently on the road. Basically the light ellipse, I'm trying to think of the correct word. The light ellipses are not, the light ellipticals are not the correct distance apart from each other. They're basically not spread evenly apart. The new sprite that I got does have them spread evenly apart, so I'm going to swap that out. But let's go ahead and watch and see exactly where we're falling short at the moment, and then as soon as we're finished with all that, then we're going to move right over to pulling in some of these new sprites in level 2 and just kind of see where Chris is at. We've got cars and explosions that we can already add right now and start just kind of messing with some of the ways that the cars are going to work. And it's going to take a minute here. It's just setting up all the sounds the very first time through. Every time I boot up Game Maker, the very first time I try to compile, it takes a minute to compile. So it'll probably take. I've noticed it's been about anywhere between a minute and 2 minutes the very first time I try. So we're just going to hang tight while this finishes. And there are some things that I can already update in level 1 that I'm actually pretty excited to update. But I want to keep moving forward on level 2, so what I think I'll do is just get as much done as I can on level 2 this evening and just see where we're at after that. Alright, so it looks like we're almost finished here. Looks like here we go.
Skycurser.
So you can see right now, initially when the level 2 starts, the HUD display is behind the concrete barrier. That's simply a depth problem. Additionally, Skycurser is in here because you can hear as I'm shooting the shotgun, I'm swinging the katana blade, shooting the Vulcan cannon, and then that's the sound of the special. So he's in here, but we just got to fix the depth, and so I'm going to create a depth engine for controlling the depths of every single object, and so that we can see everything in one place. Alright. So let's do that first. Let's create a helper, and we have in here a script speed engine. Let's create a script called script depth engine. And we'll update all objects through here over time. So I'm not exactly sure yet how all this is going to work out. I'm just I know this is something I need, so I'm going to figure out how I can get the depth going here. And it'll probably just be basically passing in 2 arguments to that script. One argument will basically be the object that I'm getting ready to affect, and then the other object will, the other thing, well, let me think about this for a sec. Yeah, I'll maybe pass in an optional argument, which I know Game Maker is not good with optional arguments, optional parameters, but yeah. I was thinking about passing in an optional argument, and if that argument exists, then setting the depth to that, otherwise setting the depth to the default depth. So let me actually do a quick search on this to see if Game Maker optional parameters arguments is fine. Arguments. Come on, you want to give me a good answer, Game Maker. Yeah. Okay, so I'm still reading here. If you're trying to access arguments that do not exist, you need to check the number of arguments using argument count to see if the value is given. And if it is not, then provide a default. So something like this. My argument equals 0. My argument 1 equals 0. If argument count is greater than or equal to 1, then my argument count equals this. Or my argument 0 equals argument 0. If argument count 2 is greater than or equal to, or is greater than or equal to 2, my argument 1 equals argument 1. Would cover you, but just blindly accessing argument in without checking that argument count actually allows it will cause crashes. I will make the accessing of arguments beyond the end of the array a runtime error, but for the moment it is not. Huh, okay. Beyond the end of the array. That makes sense. Okay, well, yeah, let's just do that. Okay, so the way he's doing that, the way he's doing an optional one is setting a variable. So this is my argument. I'm going to do underscores. I usually do underscores with my own variable names yeah, so let's just keep it to underscores for a minute. My argument 0 equals 0, var my argument 1 equals 0, so they're both set to 0 if argument count is greater than or equal to 1, then my argument 0 equals argument 0. And I can just do an if argument count is greater than or equal to 2, then my argument 1 equals argument 1. Done. So this will be the object, and this will be the depth. We'll say this will be the non-default depth. And so basically what we'll do is we'll set my argument 1 equal to the default depth, unless, and we'll just say, we'll just do this right here, else is there a way to make a tile set all solid? I haven't worked a lot with their tiles, the Beastly Bro. I bet there is. I'm thinking you mean like all one color? Is that what you mean by solid? Okay, and then we'll say let's just do a switch case with an argument 0 in as this. Argument 0, I'm trying to determine if it'll be a string or an actual object in my head. I say this is where I pause and come back to this particular piece and decide at that point in time. So what we'll do first is come over here to where we've already created some objects and some depth and just see what feels right as we pass it over. No solid meaning if it's a block wall, block/wall, that's classified as a solid. Got it. The thing that I've seen GameMaker use tiles for mainly, the Beastly Bro, is mainly I've seen them used as backgrounds. So you're saying like a specific, like if you have this one type of tile set is always going to be the same tile and it's always going to be a wall. Is that what you're asking? Trying to make sure I understand your question. So, are you building a platformer to Beastly Bro? Like, basically, I'm sure you know what a platformer is. Just basically, you run around and you either you can run on the ground, which is usually the platform, or run into walls. What's up, One Epic Gamer 48? TDS. That's the type of game you're making. But anyways, I would say, yeah, it's probably possible to do it, but you probably have to be a little bit creative with it. I don't know, using the drag and drop functionality, if that's possible to do that. I jumped straight to the programming side of Game Maker. Just saw Game Maker and thought it would be interesting to watch. Yeah, man. Glad you're here. Are you building a game right now in Game Maker? One Epic Gamer 48. TDS. I'm not sure what that's an abbreviation for. I probably should know that already, to Beastly Bro, but I don't, unfortunately. But I would say that it probably is possible to do it, and the way that I would do that is just by the object type. Oh, top-down shooter. Got it. And I don't know how to use drag and drop. Yeah, good. So I don't either. We're on the same page. That's good. But yeah, I would say that you could probably just have it. Here's how I would do that. I would basically have an object. Let's just do this really quick on the fly if I can. And the object would be basically, let's just call it. I would probably create one more object type, and I would call it a platforms, especially since it's a shooter. And then inside of here I would create my object, and my object would be object wall. This is just real quick. I would connect it. Tower defense game? Currently working on one of those. I'm only on the basics. Sweet. Tower defense games are awesome. So then I would connect it to something, right? I'm not going to do that at the moment because I think you kind of get the idea. So I just go create, and then I, drop in whatever I need to on my create actions. But then it would be on the step event that I would add another action. It would be here that I would say if self dot. No, I would say if let's change this collision. Let's just say this. I'll just say WC for wall collision. Okay, WC equals instance place. And with this current object's X and or Y, and the object itself that I'm trying to check against, in my case it would be something like object Skycurser. And then I would say if WC does not equal no one, then that means I have a collision, right? So I'm sure you've seen this. I'm sure you've seen how to do this already. I'm just going to talk through this real quick in case anybody's tuning in or watches this on YouTube later. Basically, when you say X and Y, you're basically checking the X and Y of this particular object that I'm working with, right? And here's the thing, to Beastly Bro. You can create as many instances of this object as you want, and this will always check whatever, if each one of the objects that is created that mirrors this particular object. Each instance is how GameMaker refers to each instance of an object. We'll do this check on each step, and each of the objects will check if the X and Y position, mainly if the hitbox of this particular object, the one that I'm working in, which is the wall, collides with whatever object it is that you want to check against. and then you're setting whatever the result of that is to a variable. So if it is a collision, then then it does not equal no one. No one is the default. Like if there's no collision, then it automatically sets WC will automatically be set to no one. If there is a collision, then you can start working right through here, and then you say at this point you can say WC. Now this all of a sudden maps to whatever properties I have in object Skycurser. Okay. So I can at that point say WC.HP equals 0, and on Skycurser I can say, over on my object Skycurser, I can do something like on the step event here, I can say if HP is less than or equal to 0, then instance destroy, right? And so that would destroy Skycurser. And I like to control, I'm okay with some objects interacting with others and doing some small controls like this. But when I want to actually destroy the object, I wouldn't say something like with WC, instance destroy, or with object Skycurser. I could do something like this. I could even say minus equals, every time he runs into the wall, let's say he has 20 points with a Titan Soul feel to it. Pretty much what I'm doing with a Titan Soul feel to it. Sweet, sweet. So let's say Skycurser has 20 hit points, right? And every time he hits the wall, we're giving him 4 chances not to hit the wall. Every time he hits the wall, we decrement the collision by 5 hit points, right? We decrement Skycurser's hit points by 5. And then if, you could say if WC.HP is less than or equal to 0, you could do it all right here if you wanted. If it's less than or equal to 0 with object Skycurser, instance destroy. You could do it right here, but like I said, when I'm controlling stuff like this, since this piece right here, I like to control stuff like this inside of the object that is being interacted with. So like Skycurser, for instance, because there are tons of events that you can just add right here. Like, so if, hold on a second. Where's, oh. One Epic Gamer. Oh man, thanks for the follow. I was trying to figure out who followed me, because that's not my normal sound and image trigger. I think Chris, one of my other buddies, who's the art and sound guy, one of the other indie devs on this project, just set his stream up, and I think he must have been logged in as Skycurser dev when he was setting it up. So now I have all of his things connected, but yeah. So I'll have to figure out how to detach that a little bit and make sure that I bring my stuff back so that it's a little bit unique to what he's got. So, man, but thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Great dude. I've implemented fake 3D into my top-down RPG. I've drawn everything myself, and I'm looking for a partner to work with. Awesome, man. That's really good. Anyone here into top-down RPGs that have a sort of 3D feel to it? I've been working on one for 7 months now. Nice, man. Very good, very good. Yeah, man. Okay, so really quick. Yeah, that's our boot up screen on our game. So it works for Chris's stream, but it doesn't quite work for this stream. Okay, so DeBeastly, bro, am I making sense on any of that? Does that make sense? So I think that pretty much explains it. I'm going to go ahead and I'll just bounce out of here and come back here if I need to explain something. Right now I'm not using the object wall anywhere, so it's not going to be in the game at all, so I can leave it there as a demo or explanation of something. And the other thing you could do with that wall, instead of having your fighter blow up every single time he touches the wall or lose hit points, you could just keep the fighter in bounds, right? So if the jet fighter's position is .x is less than or equal to that particular wall, then you just make sure the x stays within the boundary of the wall. So. Let me know if you need any more explanation on that. I don't mind, taking a minute and explaining something. So, okay, so sort of makes sense. What is it that doesn't make sense? I'll keep moving here while you're typing. So where was I? I was trying to go back to the controller for the backgrounds, specifically room level 2, background level 2. Here we have the depth set on all of the backgrounds, most likely in this script. So script, controllers, background level 2 init. Okay, so we push everything through the generator. The generator is what sets the depth, so the depth gets set right here. What I'd kind of like to do instead of this right here is send the object through let me think here just for a second. Object get name. I could do an object get name, send it through the depth engine that we're just now creating, right? So on here, instead of doing this line right here, basically what I could do is background.depth equals script depth engine, and then we pass in here's our arguments right here. We can just take a quick look. Object to generate, object speed. So argument 2 is the object to generate, so argument 2, pass in argument 2, and then the depth that we want. Now the depth, this is optional right now. Remember how we just set it up so that we pass in an optional parameter? We can now go in and just set the depth of any one of these particular objects, and those objects are right in the init script. So we've got 0, 1 through 6. Those are basically 7 different objects that we need to set the depth on. And right now we're setting the depth all right here. So it's all out at the end here, 0, 10, 20, 20, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, I'm reading chat now. I'm on mobile at the moment. Can you check if you can add code to a background? This is where my tile set is at. If so, I'll do what you told me there. Can you check if you can add code to a background? Yes, you can. I'm pretty sure you can. I think so. Let's go check. Background. Oh, this is my version of the background. So I've kind of, if you've followed along to Beastly Bro, you know that I do my backgrounds. It's slightly different, but I'm pretty sure you can add code to a background. Let's see, you can't add them right into the background here, but I would try it instead. If I were you, I would these, I don't use any of these backgrounds right here, so if you're seeing them, I don't use them basically. This was just when I was testing initially. I found that there's a much better way to do backgrounds, and so I do my backgrounds that way. I just kind of thought through it in my head and came up with a background controller that controls backgrounds. But yeah, I see that you're using things as a tile set. I'm wondering, width, height. So you've just got the little tiles here. So to answer your question, I don't see an easy way to do it here, just right off the bat. The Beastly Bro. I would do it a little bit differently personally, and I'm more than happy to help you walk through that. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I would have to do a tad bit more research on the way Game Maker uses backgrounds, but I know you can go into a room and set a background, right? So you can have a background, you can drop it in here, but in here you can also drop in objects and you can control things via objects that way. So I've got controllers in my rooms, right? The other thing that you can do is inside of the room itself, I think there's one place, yeah, there's a creation code. You can at least do some creation code in here. It's basically it's like a create event inside of a regular object. Thanks a lot, Epic Gamer. Yeah, man, really appreciate that. Yeah, oh, you like the way that it's all going through the script? That's what I'm reading that as. Yeah, so to Beastly Bro, to answer your question, I think we should probably sync up outside of here. Message me and I'll help you figure that out. We can even hop on Skype or something if we need to do some screen sharing or whatever. But yeah. Okay, so let me continue here. I've got argument 4 passed in. I think, what I'll do is just go ahead and I'll go ahead and just take the argument that's passed in here and just keep passing it. So pass it through to the depth engine. So the depth engine is here, and I'm going to say, so should I just change the tile set to be separate sprites? It'll take longer to place, but I'll get what I want done faster. Let me, before you go through that trouble, the Beastly Bro, let me do a little bit of reading on that first, and I'll tell you probably be better to do. There's probably an easier way to do it than even how I'm thinking with tiles, but I'm not entirely sure. I could use some help if that's okay as well. My Skype is Alex. He's epic. Yeah, love to, Epic Gamer. Give me a minute and we'll Skype here at the end of the stream, or I'll message you, or if I can't do it by the end of the stream, what we'll probably do is I'll hop on Skype after the stream and we can talk at that point. Okay, so object get name. I think we'll just do it like this: argument 0 if the name is object background 0. Well, first of all, we're already taking care of everything, because if it's there, we're setting it. And so the last thing that I'll do is say return my argument 1, because we need to return it back to the generator, right? So if we're seeing this basically needs to return a depth to where we're trying to set it here. So yeah. So it might feel kind of funny that I'm passing this through an engine and then back here. But the thing about it is, it's going to be good to do it this way, because all the depths will be in one place. You'll see this a lot of times in software programming, either in games or in just regular web software, where the programmer puts all of his messages in one place, so that he can go to that file and change all of his messages through there. He'll put, in my case, I'm going to put all the depths in one place, so that I don't have to think about, okay, Skycurser, I'm going to go look at what depth Skycurser is on. He's on 150, and all the other things are below 100, so I got to make sure he's somewhere between. I won't have to worry about that. But I do think I am going to control these by hand as I'm thinking through this, since I'm setting this up anyways. To Beastly Bro, it's going good, man. I'll hop in there in a second and show you. Let me just finish this idea real quick. and we'll go from there. So 7. Okay, I guess actually it stops at 6, doesn't it? So 0 through 6 at the moment, and so that's all we got right now. Let's look at the init so we can see the level, the depths. Go back here. Trying to get to that other window. GameMaker, as you know, is not super friendly with Windows. Even when I do have them pulled out of this little box right here, sometimes you can lose a window. It's kind of silly. You lose a window basically if you have 2 screens open and you drag it off one screen so far that you can't see it. Okay, anyway, background 0. So I'm going to say the thing I'm trying to set is my argument 1 equals and then 0. So this one is 10, this one will be 20, this one will be 20, or no, that one will be 30, this one will be 40, this one will be 50 and 60. Let's make sure we got enough here. 0 through 6, I think we do. Let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I feel like I'm missing something here. What am I missing? Did I miscount? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Missed this 5. Way to go, Brad. 5, 6. Okay, so we're good there. And so what I'm going to do here on the generator is instead of passing it, now I'm just going to remove it. And I will also remove the argument here. So this is argument 4 is the depth. Remove it here, and we'll also take it off of these. So since we're trying to kind of consolidate and put it in one place, that basically I'm using that optional parameter as a last ditch. I need to do a quick override on a depth, and so here's where it's going to happen. I think even when I do that, it will be like if I'm in a step event and I need to quickly change depths on something. So I think we're good there. Save that. That's good.
I know, I like that.
That's good. And this is good. Let me verify. Let me just go through my head here. And we'll just say script def engine argument 0 equals object passed in, and argument 1 equals non-default depth. Default depth should all default depths should be in this file. All default depths should be in this engine. Okay. So at that point we pass back my argument 1, and we're golden. So I think we're good there. How stage 2 so far? Case 5. You're missing case background 5. So you were telling me what I was missing. Thanks. Let me hit play, see where we're at. I know, I'm not expecting to have fixed the Skycurser being behind the background. What I am expecting to have fixed, though, or not fixed, but make sure everything is still working as expected, is that the background is still behaving as, with no bugs or anything like that. So we're going to check that first, and then we're going to fix Skycurser's depth. And all my depths may end up changing a little bit. Oh, looks like we got an error. It's telling me there's an error here. 5 argument, expects 5 arguments, 4 provided, and this is in background level 2 init. Okay. Must have, let me check the controller. Oh, the controller's sending it off to the init. And the init is passing it off. I think I've got them all corrected here. It's going to try to pull me over, or it's going to at least break before it goes in game. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the generator expects 5 arguments, 4 provided. which that's fine. It's not a big deal at all. This is our problem. It's looking for this argument 4, and we just set it so that we shouldn't have to do this anymore. If this works correctly, we'll remove that line altogether. Try again. I also see it looks like there's going to be another bug thrown, but I may not be able to get around that. I may have to, yeah, so this bug right here I saw come in, and it is related exactly to the depth engine. I thought that we might have gotten around this by doing this right here, based on what we read online. Let me see if I still have that window open. No, I don't. Oh wait, here we go. Argument count greater than or equal to 1, then this argument equals that 1. Let's do this one a little bit differently than we normally do. He's using square brackets. I did read up above that you can use square brackets and it won't break. So we're going to do the same thing. I think that's all we have to change. I don't normally use square brackets in GameMaker. I use square brackets in all my other programming. Only don't use square brackets in GameMaker normally because I learned the other way first. I think the square brackets is actually a better way to do it, so I may end up changing a lot of the way I've got my scripts. Have you been stuck on trying to fix some sort of bug for a long period of time yet? Oh, sure, man. Yeah, sure. I've debugged one bug for hours before, you know, like, just depends on what it is. I mean, sometimes I've been stuck on like a background bug for a very long period of time. Perfect, look at this. Functions just as expected. Everything still works. Now, Skycurser's still in there, so what I'm going to do is I like the depth that Skycurser's at. Because Skycurser is in a specific depth on level 1, and I don't want to change that depth, so I'm going to base all these depths off of the depth that Skycurser is. And they will all be basically behind Skycurser's depth. So let's see what his depth is here. It's at 100, so we'll just start from basically 110 on all these other depths. So 110, 120, 130, 140. Yes, I've learned the other way first as well, except for when you use square brackets for alarm. Yeah, I know. I use square brackets for alarm too. That's funny. 15, 16, and 17. All right. So let's try this, and I think we might have just fixed everything except for maybe the HUD display. Let's see where that sits at by default. Can't click on anything yet until GameMaker finishes saving. Let's see where this sits at. The depth of this guy may just not even be set. I don't see him set right there. Is he set right here? Don't see him set right there. I know he may also be attached to Skycurser. Looks like we're going in game. Boom, there he is. Yeah, see how we've got these other issues where the shotgun blast is behind the road still. So this is what we got to work out. Yeah, it's got some issues here too. You're not supposed to be able to swipe the katana this fast. Okay, so okay, cool. We're in really good shape there. I wanted to see where that HUD comes in at. It's called the Object Cockpit Frame. Binray, thanks for the follow, man. Really appreciate it. Again, those are not my graphics or follow sound. I gotta fix that. I just helped Chris, who is set up as Skycurser and not Skycurser Dev, with his stream, and he might have been logged in as Skycurser Dev when he set it up. So I think it overwrote some of my settings in the cloud, and it pulls in whatever those settings are in the cloud. So No worries though. No worries. Yep. Okay. Yeah, stage 2 background is awesome. Whoa, Shadows Phoenix. Man, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the follows, guys. Very supportive. Okay, so we're going to check out Object Cockpit Frame. I think that just might even be in the generate script, so I'm going to go look there. Skycurser gen, not in that script. This is the cockpit information. Moves, dies. Let's just do a search. Object cockpit frame. Okay. Here it is. Step line 8, position 76. I bet that's it. Line 8. Here it is. Yep. Instance create. And we're not. Looks like we're not setting the depth of it. So we need to set the depth. So we'll just set cockpit frame here equals like this, and then say cockpit frame dot depth equals da 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 da. Send it to the script engine, to the depth engine, right? And pass in the object. And in this case, we're passing in the instance of the object. And so we'll pull out the name on the other end and then go set a depth for it. So copy this guy because we're going to go over to the depth engine real quick. And we'll go case, that guy, break, and then my argument 1 equals, this guy's got to be out in front, Skycurser's at 100. I'm going to say, let's put this guy at 90. Yeah, so that should take care of that. And so the HUD will always be out in front. Now, one other thing I noticed we're having an issue with really quick, since we're just like, we've got this depth engine already set up. Let's go ahead and set up the for swiping, maybe try and use an alarm function leading to other alarm functions with an offset with some global variables to ensure that. Are you using Twitch alerts? Yes, I think that's it. It's the guys who set up Night Dev. I think that's their website. So they have a pretty good website that supports Streamer pretty good. You can get follower alerts, subscriber alerts, donation alerts. You can also get they also basically have it set up so you can set up your donations through like a PayPal, and so then they'll create a link for you and they'll collect everything. But yeah, it's pretty nice. They've got a pretty good deal going there. I'm not sure if it's exactly Twitch alerts. I know it's the guys at Night Dev. That's the name of their stuff. I don't know if Twitch alerts is one of their projects. Okay, so I wanted to look at the weapon, specifically the shotgun blast. Let's see, shotgun shell, shotgun flash. Here it is. And let me just make sure this is correct. Yep, that's it. Okay, and then create. Do we have a depth on here? Yes, we do. The depth is at 136. The depth needs to be in front of 110. So I'm going to make this 106, and that should fix most everything with that. We'll have to go back and check level 1, make sure that's set up correctly. But even more importantly, let's do this the right way. We've got the depth engine going, script depth engine, and then pass in, or in the create event, so we can pass in self.id, and that passes in the object itself, and our name of our object is right here. So we'll take this over to the depth engine and pass in case, this guy, break, my argument, and we said we're just going to go ahead and set it to 106. I'm not sure if that's going to break anything on level 1. I'll have to check, but we'll start pushing everything through here and make sure that looks right. Yep, that looks good to me. Okay, good. Okay, let's try this one more time. See if we got past all that. I did not mean to hit save there. Let's hit play. Do you guys have an idea for stage 2 boss yet? First boss is so amazing that the second one must be as well. Yeah, actually we do, to Beastly Bro. Let me see if I can give you an image of it, which is already on our Tumblr page. It's another ghoul. Basically, all the bosses are ghouls. G-H-O-U-L-S, I believe that's the correct spelling of ghoul. Okay, while that's working for a second, I'm still trying to look this up. Copy. Oh yeah, there you are, Chris. What's this? What's this link? Oh yeah. So that's basically it. Yeah, I just put the exact ghoul in there. Nice. All right. So here we go. What are we gonna do here? All right. So this looks good. Let's check the shotgun blast. Boom. It's out in front of everything. Look at that. We're in a good place. The HUD backs up like it should. Okay. So yeah. Alright. In a good spot there. Let me think about. That's one half of the stage 2 boss. 2 hands, one with a mouth, one with an eye. So yeah, it'll look good. I don't know if that'll be the final. Chris may know. I mean, he's sitting here talking to you. That may or may not be the final colors. I know Chris is still working on all that. So, all right. So we got that in place. All this is fixed. Next thing I want to do is start pulling in some new objects and sprites so that we can get Skycurser interacting with those guys. One other thing I'll do it later. I want to pull some of those sprites in. Let's do this ASAP. Go to Drive. Can't click link on mobile, so I'm going to search around on Tumblr. Yeah. You could go to our exact Tumblr page is Tumblr, tumblr.skycurser.com. Yeah. No, it's all good, Epic Gamer. I'm thinking like in probably about 20 minutes. Okay, I'm looking for sprites. And looking at new, let's see. Check under enemies. Cars, here we go. Well, look at all these cars, guys. This is insane. Alright, let's just pull these in first. Download. Alright, well that's downloading. Let's go look at them. So this is the car. And it's super small, but looks correct on screen. So it might be hard. It might be best for me just to pull them in here so that we can go look at them that way, because they're really small right now. Extract. Okay, so we got them all here. I'm just going to start creating sprites for them here, and let's see. I've got enemies, and I'm going to go ahead and break these up into. I'm going to create one more group, I'm going to call these obstacles instead of enemies, because they're not quite enemies, even though you probably could run into them. There will be, some of these will be enemies, but these are more obstacles than anything. And if I create this group, I can then pull some of these out of here, these necro stars, and put them in here. So obstacles, and inside of here we'll create a sprite. We'll call this sprite compact blue. Load sprite. Pull it in from what we just downloaded. Game looks okay. So it's 9:45 over here in Canada. It's just at my peak hours for good Wi-Fi connectivity is around 9:30 to 10:30. Yes, it's fairly odd for there to be peak hours and Wi-Fi connectivity, but hey, it's Bell. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's 9:45 here too, and I'm gonna be done close to 10. So we'll try to keep it in the window there. And for the sake of the stream, I'll just keep moving though here, and then we'll hop on together. All right. Here we go. Remove background. Open. I think we're good there. Let's go ahead and check the mask on these guys. The mask is right there. Let's make it precise. And so that means if we do want to add a collision in there, it will just be when Skycurser exactly collides with it. Sprite compact blue. Let's put the point of origin right in the center. 22, 10, and hit OK. It's right in the center. Good. Number 2, create sprite. Compact gray. Sprite compact gray. That's spelled with an E. It is. Load sprite. Up. Gray. Just a remove background. Open. Check these. Modify. Precise. Okay. Point of origin. Let's do 20. Let's do 21 and 10. Okay. Alright. Create sprite. Sprite. Ground car lights. I'm just going to actually reverse that. It's a habit I've gotten into with programming is to put my adjectives at the end if possible, and try to put my more important, less or less changing nouns at the front. So kind of hard to explain, but it makes it so that you can look at your assets quicker and get to them quicker. Just right there. I don't even really need a mask there. Let's just leave it a rectangle because it doesn't need to have a crazy mask, because we're never going to really collide with the lights. But we will put the sprite right, the point of origin right in the center. So we're good there, and keep going here. Sedan gold, sprite, sedan gold, load sprite. And I think what I might do for this, guys, I might put these through a controller so that they all basically go through one controller. Good there. And just generate these randomly down in the street. And of course, I think Chris and I have talked, they will basically be, you know, there will be a lot of cars at the very beginning when you get to level 2, but there won't be a lot after that. So we'll work that into the controller to make sure it handles it correctly. Sedan white, sprite. Okay, boom, got that. Move background, open. We'll make the precise mask here in a second. 10, precise mask, hit OK, OK. New sprite, truck green, sprite, truck green. See, Chris is doing it right here in this case. Truck green, truck gray. Noun, adjective, noun, adjective. If he did it with all these other ones, he would put car, compact blue, car, compact gray, car, or lights, car ground, car, sedan gold, car, sedan white. So it's close to how I would have done it. But these are just assets. He doesn't need to keep that close of an eye on it. Did I load the sprite? I don't think I did. I'm on truck green. Remove background. Okay. Modify. Hit precise. This what's that? 26. No, that's not 26. 29 and 11. Okay, and then. Sorry, other one here. Looking at the wrong place here. Alright. I must have accidentally closed that folder. Desktop. Right here. Truck gray. Sprite. Truck gray. Load sprite. Up. Remove background. Modify, precise, okay. Hit this at 28, no, 29 and 11. And what else is left? A Van White. Alright, one more. Sprite, Van White, load sprite. Remove background. 29, 16. Is it precise? No. Set it to precise and hit OK. There we go. Alright, now there's one other thing in here that I know I need to get, which is car explosion. And that's probably under something else. Let's go to effects. I'm guessing it's under explosion. Ground. Yeah, this is it. Alright, so let's just go up. Copy this guy. Download. And we'll drop this under impacts. I think explosion makes the most sense here. Create sprite. Sprite. Impact. Ground. Should have downloaded already, which is right here. Let me go to the desktop and make sure. Alright, here it is. Extract. Extract. Okay, back here. Load sprites. Get that explosion up. Here we go. Make sure this looks right. Looks really good, Chris, if you're in here. Looks like it didn't grab everything, though. I must have only gotten part of that folder. What happened there? Oh, I only pulled in part of the image. Load. There we go. Remove, open. 25 sub images, really good explosion graphics. I'm going to set the point of origin to here, and this will be 32. I'm not going to set a mask on this. Alright, we're in a good spot. Sprite Impact Ground. I need to change the name of this. I want to change it to Sprite Explosion Ground. Okay. Put up here next to Sprite Explosion. I feel like I got one more explosion in there, but it's blood explosion. That's fine. Okay. Alright. Am I missing anything in chat? What would you rate today's shmup as out of 10? I gotta go. Good luck and see you tomorrow. If you're still here, I would rate that at Man, I don't know if I have an opinion for 10 yet, so I don't know if I've seen enough to be able to make a good determination. So I would say that's got to be up there pretty high, though. It's got to be between 7 and 8 at least. So that's Armed Police Batrider. Good question, though, man. Good question. All right. So let's see if we can create a controller for these units on ground. And we'll make an object. This will be object. Obstacles, object controller, obstacles, and it will have any spray, and we'll have an add event. We'll create it. I don't know what's going to be in that yet, so I'll just drop an action page over here. More importantly, we will have a step event, and we'll pull the code in right here. Let me see where we're at on time. Doing pretty good on time at the moment. Okay, I'm going to be cutting it off here in just a few minutes, but in this step event, well, first of all, we can go like this. Script, create group, obstacles, inside of controller, script, controller, obstacles, init. And we will create that same one over here. Script, controller, obstacles, init. Oops, don't need that. Thumbs up. Okay, it's going to be a blank file for now, and then we'll do the same thing here. We'll do create a script, controller, obstacles, step, and we're good there. Save, thumbs up, good. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to call it right here, guys, mainly because it's going to be like once I pass this threshold and start adding all these cards, there's gonna have to be lots of testing back and forth to see if these cards are behaving correctly. So I think we covered a lot, though. I mean, we created a depth engine today. We fixed Skycurser, pulled him in correctly. Also fixed some depth problems with the shotgun, with the HUD display. And now we have a good depth engine, so we can start pushing everything through the depth engine properly. So I think one other thing I might do in the depth engine to keep it clean is to maybe just put the depth integers in order, but that would be probably overkill and not necessarily necessary at this instant. But beyond that, yeah, I think I still got your Skype name there, Epic Gamer. Let me check one more time. Alex is Epic, cool. Yeah, and yeah, besides that, at the very beginning, we watched the rest of the playthrough for Armed Police Batrider. We finished watching the advanced mode, and then they went into special mode, and we decided it was okay to cut it short there. Special mode, basically, on Armed Police Batrider just goes from boss to boss, which is a really cool concept. But that being said, guys, thanks so much for the follows today. Thanks for joining the stream. I am starting to end the stream with this video, so hang tight just for a minute, watch this video. If you haven't already followed us on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Tumblr, follow us there. That's where we're active, and you can see when we're going live on streams and pushing videos to YouTube. But thanks again, guys, for the support, and I'll see you guys next time. Yeah.